Morning. All right, we got some stuff to discuss this morning. What I want to do is discuss three of my. Well, I have three packages here to open, and I got something I want to show you that's special. But I want to explain some of the thumbnails I've used lately in some of my lives, and there is one thing we have to discuss, and we'll do that at the end. It's of the utmost importance. I've only seen the resistance to this movement in Iowa. It could be other states. I don't know. It certainly was with the oil pipeline. So let's see what we can do about this one, should we? And it's not an oil pipeline. Anyway, all right. First thing I want you to look at, and I will redirect the camera down here to the table, is ever since I was a kid, and my mother got remarried when I was 10 years old, our stepdad, was quite the hunter, and he was a farmer trapper, but he really enjoyed it. And he thought that was what young boys should also do. Well, he got a magazine, or he actually got several magazines. As poor as we were, he got magazines. He ordered magazines. Not necessarily for him, but for the boys that he took on with my mother. There was Steve, who is the oldest, me, I'm second oldest, and Phil, who is the third oldest. Then there was three girls, Linda, Kathy, Debbie, and then there was another boy, Brian, who was the youngest of my natural brothers and sisters. Then he and my mom had four kids of their own. There was Ray, who is now a police lieutenant out in Santa Clarita, California. There is Janet, who is now a bank teller over here in Osage, and that's where she lives now, with her husband, Doug, and their adopted children, or some of their adopted children are mostly grown up and gone. Then there's Ronnie, who was a park supervisor for the Iowa Department of Natural Resources down in Solon, Iowa. So he is the supervisor for that park in Solon, Iowa. And that includes a big, big lake. Then there is Judy, my little sister. And she works for an accounting firm in Rochester, Minnesota, and does taxes on the side. Had three of her own kids, all grown up, gone to college, gone, done. Everybody's done with kids. But anyway, my stepdad got or subscribed to some magazines when we were younger. One was Field and Stream, of course. Anybody had anything to do with the outdoors then got Field and Stream, got Sports Afield, and got another. That's where my love for Western hunting came in: elk and mule deer and antelope, or why I want to go kill a moose, or in Alaska, which will never happen. But he also got one magazine for us that was particularly aimed at trapping, and that was Fur Fishing Game Magazine. This magazine's been around for 100 years. It's been around for 31 more years, 30 years more than I've been alive. And they recently, this is the June 2025 issue. September will be their 100th anniversary issue. And they put out a commemorative knife commissioned by Case. If you don't know, Case is one of those knives that people try and find. I have lots of pictures of me doing case knives, or redoing case knives handles, stacked leather handles, and some of the forerunners of case knives, and then the company that bought Case afterwards. But so there is fur fishing game. There is fishing articles in here. There's an article on brook trout right there. Here is an article on moose hunting. There's an article right here about fly rodding for fish. There are stories in here, like this one, Wolves of the Birchwood. Great stories from back in the day. Lou and Charlie are the best stories. And right over here on the side is an advertisement. You can buy the Adventures of Lou and Charlie volumes 1 through 11. $155.50 for all 11. And I'm going to tell you what, if I hadn't read all those articles in the magazine over the years, I would buy them. They do advertise the Stauer knives, Stauer Stauer knives. I haven't got one of these. I'm probably going to have to get one someday. How about foraging for wild mushrooms? Oh, come on, guys. You know what these mushrooms are, don't you? There they are, hen in the woods, or I call them sheep's head. How about turkey tails? How about chicken in the woods? Those are out now, or going to be out now. The turkeys are going to be out now. These will be out in the fall. Morels coming up, oyster mushrooms, pheasant backs, all kinds of them coming up right now. How about South Mountain Trap Line? It's a great magazine for kids. It's a great magazine for young men. Here are letters to the editor in every issue. And then there is the little I knew that things, which are kind of handy tips for outdoorsmen. And then right at the end, you're going to have a story from an individual. But there are also, here we go, the question and answer box. Great magazine, right in. But one of the things that they have in here that I don't agree with, like the VFW magazines and the American Legion magazine, is they have these advertisements right here for silver and gold. Look at that. As low as $84.99 each for an ounce of silver. Yeah. They take advantage of old people. They take advantage of young people who don't know any better. Now, are they silver and gold? Yeah, probably silver and gold. Are they way overpriced? Yep, way overpriced. So a person that's actually what got me interested in my collecting articles like this or advertisements like that and ordering some of that stuff. But I have some way overpriced silver. It's probably all gotten rid of by now, but yeah, that's where my interest in coin collecting started. And they're probably good for that, but yeah, they're way overpriced. But anyway, one hell of a magazine. Now, with that said, hey, Captain Vic, 210, freaking awesome is here. Why? Because he's awesome. All right. 210, we are going to make you a moderator. Hold up a second. You are now a standard moderator. So you can go to anyone else's channel. All right. I ordered, because it's the 100-year anniversary of that magazine, they did a special knife by Case. I ordered one. I have it right here. It cost me $100 or $125. Yep, $125 with a tin. From the A.R. Harding Publishing Company, because that's who publishes this magazine. And $6.50 shipping. It was $131.50 for the 100th anniversary knife, number 55. They even wrote it on the box. Comes packed nicely. We are going to open this. I have not seen this knife yet. Oh, look at that. It's even got a sticker on the bottom. Come on. Come on, focus, bitch. Focus. I'll bring it in here even closer. You'll have to focus. 55. Now, I want you to see the tin. It's like the cover of, it's going to be the September magazine. This is still wrapped in plastic. You can see that this is a W.R. Case & Sons cutlery. It's a case knife. We're going to open this. But first, I'm going to put on gloves. I'm going to put on gloves because I don't want to touch that knife. I don't have any white. I don't have any white leather gloves, so we're going to put on some plastic. Hold up a second. I got to blow them up. And I got to put them on. All right. There we go. All right. We're going to open that little bugger up. Let's get the... It should only be appropriate that we open this up with the angry knife. So let's do this without scratching the container. You're watching me do this, folks. I have not taken this thing out of the wrapper. This is going to be worth some money in a few years, so. Number 55 right up there on the hilt. Might be able to see it. You can see it there. And it's going to be a trapper style knife. I'm not going to open this up. I am going to take it out and show you that it has two blades in there. One is a regular blade and one is kind of a cleaver-ish looking. But it's going to say, oh man, I really don't want to do this. That's it, brass liner, everything. All right. That knife is going back in the tin just like that. That'll probably never come out of there again. It's going right back in there like that. And then that is going to go right back in here like that. It will go with the receipt. Oh, gotta roll that up the other way. That'll go in there with the receipt. Back in this box with the receipt. But they also sent one other thing in the box, a sticker. They sent a sticker in that box. And if you can see it, it says up there, right up here, 100 years. So that sticker is going to stay with the knife. All right, guys, there you go. That's what we got. That whole box of stuff. That knife, that sticker, and that receipt's all going to stay in the box. It will probably never see the light of day again until it gets time to be sold. My daughters will inherit that knife. All right, we got a package from Gremlin. We have a package from Steve looking for silver. We have a package from Second Chance Stacks. So let me redo this camera over here on the table. And we'll open that stuff up over there. We'll open that stuff up over there. All right, let me put, I'll keep this out. Yeah, I was going to explain some of the thumbnails. Hey, Steve LaPointe. Hey, buddy. Some of the thumbnails that I've had lately. The last one, I think, was that 70-horse Johnson motor that's on that 16-foot Starcraft boat I have. It's a tubing skiing boat. That's how it's set up as. But it's got a nice 70-horse motor on it. It's a 80s motor, 90s motor. I'll take it out of the shed and we'll crank up the motor again and check it out again this summer. Yeah, I may put that one on the water again. I don't know. I want to do a little electrical work to it first. But there's a nice 70-horse motor on there. It's so big that it powers that 16-foot boat really well. And it's a two-stroke motor. It's not a four-stroke. It's an old two-stroke. And it comes with two 6-gallon gas tanks that you got to mix oil. It's not oil injected or anything. But it's a good running motor yet. I had it gone through 2 years ago. I put it on the water the last 3-4 years I've owned it. And I helped out a widow. I bought that from a widow friend of mine whose husband died, and I had done a lot. He hunted out here all of his life, just about, on this property that I'm sitting on. He shot a deer big enough that I had it scored and mounted for his grandchild. After he died, I had it remounted because the hair was falling off it and everything. It was hanging in the garage. At my expense, it cost me $600, almost $700 to have it remounted. And I gave it to his granddaughter because she wanted it. I had it officially scored. I gave her the paperwork with it. I had a plaque made for it, where it was shot, when it was shot, and by who. And so all that went to his granddaughter. I have my skinning bench out in a picture. It shows a coon on one end, blood all over the bench. That's where I opened up coon. So that's where you open them up from ankle, rear leg, ankle, down to the vent. They call it the vent. Down to its asshole, around its asshole, up to the other ankle, and down the tail a little bit. Then you strip the tailbone out. That's how you start them, and then you hang them on the machine, and then you strip it. All right, then we got one that is a collection of little gold coins on a table here. Those were 35 MMX Liberties, Money Metals Exchange Liberties. So that was a bullion coin that they had minted for Money Metals Exchange, and you could buy them every month. I did. I bought them every month for 35 months. I sold 2 of them to Brad V. I sold 33 up at my local coin dealer because I needed to take advantage of the over $3,200 gold spot price, which I did. Then I got Schiff's Harley. in one of the pictures. Shift kicker, passed away from cancer. I got a picture of her Harley. I did not get one of her poker chips because she was too sick at the time to send me one, but we did correspond. Then I have a table set up, my coin table set up. Then I got a couple of pieces of paper there with typing on. Those are orders from back in the 90s. One is the orders for my S qualifier. Usually at the end of your MOS, you will have, like, I'm a 31 Victor. And if I was an E4, pay grade of E4, it would be a 4 there. 32 Victor, 4. And then if I was parachute qualified, it would be a P, so a special qualifier. You could have a P qualifier, an S qualifier, an R qualifier, or no, V qualifier is Ranger, I think. Anyway, that's my S qualifier. And then once I got my S qualifier, because I was an 05B, no, I was in 05 Charlie. 05 Charlie, 5P, but in Special Forces qualified. So then I got my S qualifier. So I was 05 Charlie, 05 Charlie 5S. And then once I got my S qualifier, and the Army came out with the Special Forces tab, or the long tab, because it is the longest of the tabs, then I had to put in for my tab orders. And I got my tab orders and I could wear my tab. Okay. 25K in the last 3. Yeah, well, hey, join the club. Freaking awesome. Yeah, Steve, if you can't trust a maintenance in your office, I don't know. I would say no maintenance in my apartment unless I am there. Boom. You can always put more cameras on stuff, little bitty cameras in stuff that he wouldn't take or wouldn't suspect, Steve. They didn't apply due to construction building, which is it's bullshit. Yeah. You know what I would do with that motherfucker? And I know this is not legal to do. I knocked that motherfucker out. I would strap him to a fucking table, slant it downward, head in the down position. I would put a wet fucking towel over his mouth and face, and I would fucking waterboard that bastard to find out where my shit's at and go get it before I let him up. Just my opinion. I'd waterboard that motherfucker. Same thing as I would do with all of these fucking dodgy ass politicians. You don't want to talk? I'll bet you're going to fucking talk if you think you're going to fucking drown to death. Yeah. We'll find out how much you fucking know or don't know. All right. Then I got a picture of a knife in my hand. It's a big, solid chopper saw blade. Made out of a saw blade, industrial hacksaw blade. And it's got the teeth on the back of it for sawing, and it's got a nice edge on for chopping. It's a cat knife, basically what it is, but a nice one. And then I got a picture of the gnome rock that's out here in my garden, just for mag. I got a picture of my dog Ridgway, now deceased, looking at the camera. Then I got a picture of some more gold that I have. Then I got a picture of me stretching or pulling a coon hide off on a skinning machine. I know you don't know what that is when you're looking at it, but that's what it is. I'm pulling the hide off a coon. And then I'm opening on my opening bench with me in the picture, actually opening. And then I got a picture from behind and to the side of a band on stage, and I don't know which band that is because I have seen too many. Then I got a picture of several guys in the parking lot with some trucks. That's us up at the aircraft support facility at Glenview Naval Air Station. Aircraft Support Facility 26, where I worked for 11 years on helicopters. And we would get off work, take out our lawn chairs, sit on our tailgates, open up the coolers that were loaded with beer and ice, and we would sit around and drink beer for several hours and then head home. Oh, then I got a picture of two guys, me in a wheelchair with my leg up, and I forgot which leg. Yeah, it's my right leg when I had my quad muscle sewed back on. But that man with the long hair beside me is Bruce Wasenius, who was a radio DJ up here on a local radio station, and he would do special shows at night on weekends. And he is now in the Iowa Rock and Roll Hall of Fame and the Iowa Broadcasters Hall of Fame. Still alive, still lives over here, just a half hour away from me. I see him every once in a while. He no longer works at the station because he's getting old, like me. I called him the last old hippie. And then I got a picture of my CZ Shadow 2 Compact. I got a picture of another knife. It looks like an arrowhead with a handle. That's a push knife or a push dagger. That's one I made. I still have. And then I got a picture of a tornado cloud. That actual cloud is not a tornado, but it's firing up on there real quick. And then I got another picture of a dripping tree sap. That's what it looks like in the spring when she's dripping sap out. And I got a lot more I could go through but that's most of the last ones that I got that I hadn't explained. All right. Now, we got the picture we got the knife taken care of. We got the picture taken care of. Let's open up these. Let's open up these things right here. And I removed the label on this one already. I hadn't removed the label on the other ones yet, but I don't want to give anybody's address out that doesn't want their address shown. So there we are. There it is. All right. I think we're going to have to get the other opening tool out. Yep. Because I like to resave these, so I need a little bit of a flap. And I got a little bit of a flap right there. I can retape that. That's good to go. All right. If they don't tape it in and if I can get it out, I can get it out. If I can't get it out, then I got to ruin the envelope. And Gremlin taped stuff in there. And I don't know if I can get the stuff out. Oh, the card and the little thank yous in there. If I can get that out, I think that's even taped in there, but yeah, I don't know, man. Oh, I stayed up late last night and I finished my sticker book. I got all my loose stickers put in the book finally. Man, damn. All right, fuck this. I ain't pissing with this anymore. It'll be used as packing material now. It'll be used as packing material now. All right, there we go. Yeah. God damn it. No, I'm not talking to you. I am not talking. No, I'm not talking to you. I don't want to talk to you. No, I don't want to talk to you. Do not fucking call me. I don't answer calls from numbers I don't know. There we go. Says thank you, Gremlin. Got a little heart on. That'll go into my my cigar box back there, my Mark Twain cigar box that has all my little thank you notes in. Yeah, that is that's special there, Grandma. I don't know how you did that, but you did that. You put that tape on that card so that I can't get that off. Oh, man. Well, there. I saved most of it. I saved the thank you anyway. All right, that can go back there. I did save the thank you. And then we got more tape on the bag, and that's going to get destroyed too, I think. Yeah, that's going to get destroyed too. I like to save the bags if I can, but I do have a lot of them. So if anybody needs little bags like that, I got bunches and bunches. What did I get from Grandma? Oh, so surprised. So surprised. Oh, Maple, what year is this anyway? Man, old. 2019. Yeah, 2019 Maple. Oh, well, there's another one for the tube. There's another one for the tube. All right. We'll put you right back here. Yeah, we'll put you right over there. Take the U-Pause off. We'll put Supreme Ginger Stacker right up there. All right. Let's do second chance here. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, I might be able to use that one again. I don't know. Got a couple of things in there. I may be able to use this one again. Yeah, we'll just fold it over like that. Yeah, that'll work. All right. That one will work. Okay, there's a copper something in here. A couple somethings in here. Okay, I got another one of these. They got about half dozen now. These Second Amendment coppers. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Let's put that penny down. I'll bring some more of these up here. And then I got a prospector copper. I don't know. Maybe this was in her chest. I might have taken her chest. And that's what I got, I think. Oh, yes. Yeah, it was a chest. It was a chest find. And what was in there? Oh, a Canadian Thunderbird. Look at that. I got a Canadian Thunderbird in there. I think that's my second one. I don't know. Canadian Thunderbird. You see, it's got the little Olympic logo on it. Or Privy, as you would. That's a 2009. I think that's my second one. That Thunderbird logo is neat. I like that a lot. All right, so I have to put my WWP coin down there. Let's put the Thunderbird. Thunderbird goes right there, like that. We want to turn this around so that the maple is looking at you, like that. And then, what else was in that little package? I got 2 Merc dimes. 2 Merc dimes in that. That was a good, and I keep recommending her box to people. You guys, you're just going to have to find out for yourself someday. Second chance stacks got a nice box. Let's put it that way. All right. Then what else we got yet? We got Steve looking for silver. I got to cut up, cut over, cut in. There we go. There we go. That's a little better. All right, what do we got? Yes, we got candy. Look at that, we got candy. We got Chewies. And I'll bet he taped this in there too, didn't he? I think oh no, he puts his in cardboard, so he squishes the cardboard in there, but he might tape it in there too. Yeah, well, that's another one that'll get cut. Not that I really want to, but I don't know, man. Doesn't feel like there's any tape on it, but oh Lord. There it is. It's coming. All right, there it is. I saved it. I even got a flap on it. All right. This one is in the cardboard. I think Steve orders them like this, or they come to him like this. And it's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't really want to cut too far in there until I know what it is. There. Yeah, me and him got to talk. What I got here? Oh, hey, wait a minute. Where is the, oh shoot, I left it outside, didn't I? Yeah. We're going to have to use the old Durbin. That's a 2015. Okay. I got a 2015. This is for Special Service Force, Canadian American reconnaissance unit in World War II. I have them all except the 2013. So if anybody's out there looking, you see this is a half ounce of silver. I need the 2013. I have them all except the 2013. I need the 2013. And then there are 3 golds that I need too. I think I need a 2013 10th ounce, a 2018 10th ounce, and a 2018 quarter ounce. Those 3 golds and 1 half ounce silver. And that collection will be complete. And then what else did I get in this thing? Another maple with a fireworks privy. Let's take it out of the bag. I don't know. I think I got it. I don't know. I have to check on my book. I think this is my 2nd fireworks privy. But maybe not. I'll have to check. And see, in the privy it says 2000. This is a coin from the year 2000. To me, that is a special year. The turning of the millennia. So remember when everybody thought that computers were all going to go haywire because they weren't programmed for 000, blah, blah, blah. And nothing happened. And nothing happened. All right, we'll take Meg's picture down from there and we'll put, should we put all of the, let's do that. We will move the coppers over. We will put the all the Canadians together, just like that. Now I got to get one more, and I don't have one more up here. One more little stand, but seems how this is in a flip, we can actually do this, I think. Nope, not in a flip. It's in half a flip. So what I will do is put that up there like that. There you go. Well, maybe I can do it over here. Do it like that. Yeah, it looks better that way. See the light from above and in the back is too bright. And get the get that out of there like that. All right. Then we got my little thank you card and my two little dimies and my candy. All right. That's what we got for packages today. Now we got to talk about a subject here that is happening in Iowa, and it could be happening in other states. I don't know what it is the overuse, the misuse of eminent domain. You know, we all go along with eminent domain when something is for the public good, like roads. Every landowner on either side of a road owns the property that road is on and the ditches up to the center of the road, both sides, okay? But because it's has been taken by eminent domain to build the road, those ditches from 33 feet from the center of the road, in most cases, is considered public property or public use property. The landowner does not pay taxes on that land at all. Property taxes, any kind of taxes. And that's in exchange for the public good, for letting them use that property for the road, for the ditches, for whatever other use, for the public good. Here in Iowa, they're trying to put through, well, they did, oil pipelines, but those pipelines, every piece of private property that those pipelines went across had to be negotiated with the property owner. And the property owner was compensated. And those pipelines went across roads or under ditches, cut across fields. It cut across my stepdad's field. And they take care of the pipelines. They do overflights. They do on the ground surveys. If there's a leak, they take care of it, blah, blah, blah. And they do that immediately because there are computer programs that show leaks. They're being constantly monitored. They do overflights with radars, lidars, whatever the equipment is that detects leaks or pressure let-offs or whatever. Plus, they do on-ground site surveys. So they pretty well have to negotiate with the landowners to put a pipeline through. All right. Now, we have a company, and it's on my email, but they want to put it through a CO2 pipeline. Now, this is a private company that wants to put through a CO2 pipeline. And this is not for the public good. I have no idea why we need CO2 pipelines. But it is for the profit of that company. It's not for the public good. And no landowners want it to go through because it will poison, if there's ever a leak, will poison the water supply. It's not like oil. It's different than oil or petroleum. And if you know anything about where I live or more north or islands live, we live on well water. If it's not from city water, or we're taking it out of a river and purifying it and putting it in the city aquifers, we live on well water. And if our well gets poisoned, we got to drill another well. And if that water is poisoned, where are we getting our water from? You can live for 30 days without food. You can only live for 3 days without water. That's it, dude. You're dead. But because the landowners don't want it to go through, they can't get anything negotiated with the landowners to get this pipeline to go through. The state of Iowa wanted to take the land, eminent domain, for a private company, for private profit, no good to the public whatsoever, with an extreme chance of poisoning our water. And they wanted to take the property by eminent domain, which means it would be public use property. Well, if it crosses so many landowners' property, you know how much public use property there would be? Now because the state can't do anything, they can't get people to let this pipeline go through. They've got a bill that's getting debated, and it might even get voted on today in Congress on the federal level. The state went to the federal level and said, hey, pass this law so we can get this fucking pipeline to go through. That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit. Taking your property by eminent domain on the federal level. Why even fucking buy the property? Why? You don't own it. You don't own it at all then. They can put anything through your railroad tracks, fucking road, anything through any pipeline they want for any private company for private fucking profit. Anytime, anywhere in the United States. That's bullshit. I fucking paid for this property. I have a say over what comes and what doesn't. My father-in-law, God bless his soul, who fucking owns this 160 acres where I bought this 30 acres from, had a wind farm, come to him and say, hey, we want to put a fucking testing station out on your property. It's a little trailer. It's got this fucking little deal on it that measures wind speed and direction and how much and how often and all that. And they were going to give him $50,000 to do that for, I don't know, a period of 10 years or whatever it was. And he said, no. Not that he didn't want a windmill here. It's that he didn't want strange people coming onto this property at any time, day or night, without letting landowner or me or anybody know that they were here. It's bad enough that I have people coming to spray crops from Johnson Chemical or wherever, that my brother-in-law and his son, who farm the ground, have come out and spray crops. Because I don't know they're out here a lot of times until I see them. And they're already out there spraying crops. So I can see what they're doing. But he said no to the wind testing piece. There's another one down the road. Let me see. It's 1 mile down, another mile over, half mile down, another mile, half mile. It's about 3 miles away. It's sitting in farmer's field. And it is a wind testing deal for putting up windmills. I'm sorry, I don't want a fucking windmill here. I don't care if they give me free electricity for my life and whoever is next to own this property's life. Don't care. I don't want a fucking windmill here. I'm sorry. Not against renewable energy at all. I'm against fucking renewable energy that has to be subsidized. If it was such a great deal and such a good moneymaker, then you wouldn't need a government subsidy to help put it up. But they do. They're subsidized big fucking time. And the reason the county likes them, they want them up, is because they get fucking tax revenue off of it. Well, how in the fuck am I subsidizing something at the federal level, but then I'm getting money back from that windmill company to the local level. Why don't I just give my money to just up my taxes for the local level and leave those fucking windmills out of here? They're not turning probably 60% of the time. If you're going to put something up, put a fucking nuclear reactor in the state of Iowa, someplace centrally located, and fucking have that supply electricity for all of Iowa and whatever extra put back into the grid instead of these fucking unsightly goddamn windmills everywhere. They are now Iowa's official state tree. Used to be telephone poles. Now it's fucking windmills everywhere. Fucking windmills everywhere. Big fucking white monstrosities everywhere. And do they generate enough electricity to make the outlay worth the return on investment? Is crap. So God bless his soul. He said no. Anyway, eminent domain is my problem. It's not that they're going to put up a windmill. They're going to put up a windmill. Okay, fucking great. The electricity powers homes, but do I see my electricity bill going down? No, I don't. I see it going up every fucking year. Of all the windmills around here, and I could go out and fucking do a live stream just driving up and down all these fucking roads, windmills everywhere. Has my electricity bill gone down? No. A big solar plant over here by St. Ansgar, a big solar field. Has my electricity gone down? And see, solar fields take up property space, right? And windmills take up property space. That's prime fucking farmland. You're taking away farmland, food from people, or ethanol production, or whatever, so that you can put up a windmill there. Now you got farmers fucking scrapping for every little inch of fucking farm ground. They're farming too close to the roads. They're going over that 33-foot rule just for an extra foot or half foot. They're tearing down trees. They're fucking pulling out brushy fence lines. They're doing all kinds of shit just for that little extra scrap of fucking farm ground. And farmers are subsidized too. Why are we subsidizing them? Because of the food shortages during World War I. The president said American people never be hungry again, and therefore we subsidize farmers. How about we just turn agriculture back into strictly fair market prices and selling and buying without government input? Why don't we do that? We produce a lot, I'm going to say most of the world's food. So food could be, or grain could be a lot higher. Beef could be a lot higher. Pork could be a lot higher. But it's not. Why? Because of trade imbalances. Because of tariffs. Yes, granted, your food prices will go up. But your taxes should go down if you're not subsidizing farmers, if you're not subsidizing windmills, if you're not subsidizing everything on the fucking taxpayer dime. If it's such a great investment, if it's such a great fucking way of making a living, then you don't need to be subsidized. Property rights are the foundation, one of the founding principles of this country. Property ownership. You could not vote if you did not own property. That's why you will see a lot of old farmers yet to this day. They will have, let's say they got 1,000 acres. That includes their homestead. That includes uh, trees, like say a creek running through there, waterways or something that they can farm. They still own that property, but they can't farm it. Okay, you'll see a corner of that property, 180 acres, 160 acres, has the wife's name on it. Why? Not only for tax purposes. Now she has a write off and he has a write off on their taxes, but it was so women could vote because women didn't have the vote. They didn't own property back in the day. It's still the old way of thinking. If she owns property, she can vote. Boom. There it is. It has gradually been replaced by tax purposes, but that was originally why it was done. That was originally why freed black men were considered 5/8 of a human citizen so that they could get, it was the incremental creep, so that they could be declared a free person, 100% free human person back in the day. That's why that 5/8 happened, or whatever the number was. But that's why that happened. I don't know. People need to read some more. I could go right here in my bookcase, right fucking here, and get the Federalist Papers out for you. Why don't you read the Federalist Papers? Read them instead of watching fucking TV and your fucking stupid 600-pound fat shows and Maury Povich and all the rest of that fucking reality TV fucking bullshit, and read something and learn something. Fuck, man. America is a racist fucking nation. It's a racist nation. You know what? No, we weren't. Yeah, slaves were brought here. Black slaves. Why were black slaves brought here? Because they were available, widely available. Who enslaved them? Other black people. All right, whatever the fuck. Oh yeah, the ships that brought them here were crewed by white people. The plantation owners are mostly white people. Mostly 99.999% white people, but it's only because they were available and cheap. Return on investment. You could have got white slaves because there were white slaves. Every race, creed, and color has been enslaved throughout their history. And the slave markets are still alive and well in the Middle East to this fucking day. But do I hear you bitching about that? No, I don't. It's only black people who were enslaved. No, it's not. Again, read some fucking history. And who are the people who voted against the Civil Rights Act back in the day? Who are the people that voted that down? Who are the people that were actively against freeing the slaves? The Democratic fucking Party. And the Democratic Party has kept the black person under its thumb for hundreds of years. The Democratic Party is the party who has kept the black man, black person enslaved up until this point. And then you have the grifters, the black people who do the same thing. That really pissed me off. Like the Reverend Farrakhan or the other dumbasses. You can name them. I can't. right up top of my head because I'm old and I forget. I'll think about it in 30 minutes. But all right, anyway, back to fucking founding principles of the country. Property ownership was the founding principle of this country, one of the founding principles of this country. And if you owned property, you owned it. You said what could happen on that property. It's like taking care of a herd of cattle. If you own them, you want to get the most out of them that you can. So therefore, you're going to take care of them. You take better care of those cattle or your livestock than you do your kids a lot of times. Before we got to eat, when we got up in the morning, before school, before we got to eat, we had to make sure the animals were fed and taken care of before we got to eat. You get up, put on your clothes, take a piss or whatever. You go outside and do your chores. Make sure the animals are fed, taken care of, eggs are picked up. If you had to shovel shit, you shovel shit. Then you came in, and a lot of times you didn't take a shower. You just washed up, changed clothes, came downstairs. You got ready for school, came downstairs, you ate, and then you went and got on the bus. That's how it went. And when you came home at night, what happened? You went upstairs, changed your clothes, went outside, and did your chores. And you came in, you ate. After you got done eating, you did your homework. After the homework was done, then you could watch TV for an hour or two before, and you were the channel changer too, before you went to bed. That was it, man. That was life as a child in rural Iowa back in 70s, 80s. And before that, also. But you would take care of the land. You wouldn't pollute the land. You wouldn't take your say you take a barrel of oil out and dump it in the middle of your field. No, you wouldn't do that because you wouldn't be able to grow anything there. Therefore, your return on your investment is nix. So you took care of the ground. And now you can't do shit with your own ground. If you got a river running through it, you can't put a little rock dam on it. You can't, let's say you wanted to move the waterway from here and you wanted to move it over 10 feet or something. You can't do that without the Corps of Engineers and the fucking everybody having to come out and survey and say, well, yeah, this and that, and that'd be okay, I guess. Here's, you're going to have to put in for a license or permit or whatever. You know how many agencies you would have to have come out and just to change the course of a creek a few feet, of a waterway 10 feet? I would say on a federal and state level, you would have to have at least 6 agencies have input into what you were doing with your land. And by moving that creek over 10 feet or 20 feet, would that exterminate any endangered species if they were there? Because you would have to have those people come out and check just to be sure there were no endangered species present, or that any downstream would be affected or any upstream would be affected by that little change. You know, the amount of federal, state, and local red tape that you have to go through, and the permitting processes that you have to go through, and the fees that you have to pay to do anything on your own property is a bunch of shit. It's your property. You should be able to do with it what you want to certain parameters. Now, you can't buy a piece of property and start a fucking dump. You just can't do that. I mean, we have um, laws about unsightly this, that, the other thing. So you can't just take, let's say you had 5 acres of property and you wanted to sell car parts. You can't just start a fucking junkyard and then everybody around you would have to fucking put up with that fucking mess, leaking oil and shit in the water and, you know, uh, stuff like that. There needs to be limits on. But as far as what you can do with your property when it comes to taking trees down, planting trees, um, tiling ground into the waterway. Um, Another good one is having to put a septic field in instead of a septic tank and an outlet into the ditch. I have a septic tank and an outlet into my ditch. You know how far that gray water has to travel before it even gets into a river or small river? It's got to travel down the ditch a half mile, down a waterway a quarter mile, and then down a gully through the woods another quarter of a mile before it ever gets to any water. And there's no water from my gray water outlet, my septic outlet, that makes it even down to the waterway through the ditch, let alone makes it to the fucking river another half mile away. So there, you know, but when I sell this property, there has to be a septic field put in. If it isn't sold to family, so I could sell it to my daughters and not have to put a septic field in. But if it's sold to anyone else, a septic field has to be installed. The septic tank has to be dug up, new tank, because that's a steel tank. Um, that has to be dug up, and a new poly fucking propylene last a million years tank has to be put in. And because it's a good 8 to 10 feet in the ground, there'd have to be a lift station. So it's got to be lifted up and then out um, to a septic field that has branches that go off of it, and that leaches into the ground. Why? Doing the same thing with what I'm doing right now. Well, it's going to cost me about $20,000 to do that. And we have a savings account already set up for that. So, yeah. But I disagree with the government being able to come to you and say, oh, you don't want to sell us a property. You don't want anything to go through. We are going to seize your property. Now, you won't have to pay taxes on that property, but we're going to take this much property, either side of this pipeline, below it, above it, to the side of it. And if we ever want to put another pipeline through there, we'll just run another one right through there until we can't put any more pipelines in that space. And then we'll just seize another piece of property and do that. And then when they seize that property and they do it by eminent domain, that is public use property. So anybody who wants to walk that fucking piece of ground within those parameters, as far as they want to go, can walk that piece of property. They can mushroom hunt, they can pheasant hunt, they can fucking do whatever they want on that piece of property because it was seized by eminent domain for the public good. That's public use. So that's happening in Iowa. A company, a for-profit private company, wants to get the state of Iowa to seize property by eminent domain so that they can put their pipeline through. And now, because the state of Iowa couldn't do it, they're going to do that or try to do that at the federal level. And that's being voted on or discussed today. So if you think that eminent domain's a pile of shit, which I do, maybe you should call your elected representatives and senators and tell them that. Maybe that's what you ought to do. Just saying. All right. Let's see. I got to read chat here because I haven't read chat. I just been on a rant. Well, I don't know about that 1,000 acres, 1,000 votes, but because you have corporations now or investors buying up large tracts of land, they're just on the other side of the section. There's an investor from Las Vegas. He lives in Las Vegas. What is his name? Can't think of his name. He was up here once. And he only bought it because he liked the pheasant hunt. And back in the day when he bought it, we had a lot of pheasants. Now we don't have any pheasants anymore. And he has since sold off portions of it. I would like to see my nephew, who actually farms, buy that piece that's left. But there's a local guy that farms it right now. But that's just on the west side of our property. That's just on the west side. We're connected. And he's just a big money guy out of Las Vegas. And a lot of those big money investors, large corporations, like BlackRock, and those people will buy farmland. Why? From the time I was a kid till now, farmland's gone up 10,000%. Instead of $2,000 an acre, now it's fucking over $20,000 an acre for farmland. Why is that? They don't make any more. What we have is what we have. They don't make any fucking more. Large corporation. Yeah, and then some farmer will lease it from the corporation and he'll farm it. Like we got one guy over here, him and his family, they have formed their own corporation and they farm 5,000 to 8,000 acres all over the fucking place. So yeah, it's not like you get 80 acres and a mule and then you bought up an adjoining 80 acres and you got 160. Most farmers around here had 160, 320 back in the day. And now you will find farmers that are incorporated and have thousands of acres. Thousands. So coin is still old. Holders new, big deal. You can tell. Take the fucking capsule apart, look at the coin, don't look at the holder. Always buy the coin, never buy the holder, unless you are into collecting old labels, PC Jazz, NGC, ICG, ANAX, new labels all the way down to the old labels. There are people who collect those. Yes, okay. Then you're buying the label and the coin is just a byproduct. That's what you're doing there. But normally a person buys the coin, not the holder. Coin, not the holder. That's why most modern slabbed coins are a marketing gimmick, basically. They charge more for it because it is slabbed. And yes, it costs money to have something slabbed. But you're going to have to wait 50, 60 years before you see a return on that investment. In all honesty, I don't have that kind of time. There are 2 pennies that I want to get slabbed. If they are actual 1936 dot Canadian maple pennies, I want them certified, authenticated and certified. I have 2. And if they are actual fucking certified, authenticated 1936 dot pennies, I got about $400,000, $500,000. If not, I got a couple of 1936 pennies for a couple bucks a piece. So whatever. And when I get those pennies in my possession, they will go to someone who can authenticate them and grade them. Yeah, I'll pay the money to have that done. Because if just one of them turns out to be an authentic 1936 dot penny, I'm set. I'm set. Yes, I did. She's a nice puppy. Don't you just love pit bulls? They're fucking massive bowling ball heads. Bulldogs the same way. Fucking Staffordshire Terriers. Just those big old fucking jaws. And you know what they really love? Because their jaws muscles are so big, they like those scratches right there and a massage on those muscles. Yeah, dogs. I probably will never own another dog, not after Ridgway got killed, but um, I have my daughter's dogs. I got Pfeiffer the pit bull. I got Siobhan, little American Terrier, Rat Terrier, Jack Russell, everything bred into her. I got her. My oldest daughter's got like 4 cats. Her and her husband they're cat people. They live in town, so they don't, in Philadelphia, so they don't have a place for a dog really. Small dog, yeah, they got a kind of a nice backyard, but um, I don't think they want to pick up shit and care for a dog, cleaning out litter boxes and taking care of cats. That's probably good enough for them. Yeah, but the Chinese are smart. There should be no foreign entity, corporation, or person that does business with foreign entities, corporations, should be allowed to own land in the United States. Now, I'm not talking about you're selling your crops to a middleman who does and sells it to China or wherever. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about if you work for a corporation, a Chinese corporation, you shouldn't be able, I don't even care if you're a U.S. citizen, you shouldn't be able to own land in the United States because you don't have the best interests of the United States at heart. You have the best interest of the people you work for at heart, and that would be a Chinese corporation. No, no foreign banks, no foreign entities, no foreign person, no corporation, no nothing should own any land in the United States, period. That's it. Boom. And if they do own land, fucking pay them off, take it back. Pay them what they paid for it, pay them back, and take it back. Because if the United States government sold land to China or Russia or whoever, then the United States government, when they buy that land back, that land is theirs, right? No, it's a taxpayer. It's taxpayer land. Any land that the federal government quote unquote owns, because they don't own shit, they manage it for the American people. Any of that national parks, any fucking thing, that land is all fucking taxpayer lands. If it's in the state of Iowa, then it's the citizens of the state of Iowa's land, not the federal government's. Federal government may have oversight, but they don't own it. So if the state of Iowa wanted to kick the federal government off and say, hey, we're going to do the oversight, federal government should have nothing to fucking say about it at all. Period. Boom. That's it. Because who's the federal government? It's the taxpayer. The federal governments, they're not a business. They don't make money. They take money from citizens to do oversight. Basically, that's it. to do trade negotiations, to secure our borders, supposedly secure our borders, um, patrol our waters, our territorial waters, to have an army at the ready or a military at the ready in case we need it. The founding fathers didn't even want a standing army. They did not. Why? Because they're too easily manipulated into overthrowing the fucking duly elected government. That's why they didn't want a standing army. The founding fathers did not want a central bank. They wanted local banks so that there would be competition. Competition was the mainstay. Competition. If you couldn't produce a quality product at a lower price, you went out of business. But everything has become so centralized, the banking system, the monetary system, corporations own all, 6 corporations own all of the fucking legacy media in the United States. So they have a monopoly on what you hear and see for news, have become mouthpieces for the Democratic Party. Large corporations have bought up all the smaller competing local stores, gas stations, whatever. And with no competition, they can charge what they want. Oh, your little gas station is making money and it's competing with our mega corporation gas station down the street. We want to buy you out so we don't have any competition. Oh, we'll make it worth your while. We'll give you $20 billion for your fucking little corner gas station there. Well, what's a normal person going to do? A normal person's going to take the fucking money and say, good luck. There are still some people who don't give a fuck about money. Don't really. If somebody came and offered me $20 billion for this fucking house right now and it's 3 acres, I tell them to go stuff it. Why? Because I live here. I'm comfortable here. This is where I want to be. I don't want to be someplace else. I'd have to move. I don't want to move. I don't know, man. We were discussing this last night about me and Mudspot. Muscle shell. And we were talking about people that we've met, famous people, bands. You know, we started with rock music and the rock people that we have met and been on stage with or whatever. Have seen concerts we've seen. And MLZB was showing us pictures of him and Sammy Hagar, him and Ronnie James Dio. I don't have pictures like that. I have pictures up here. But yeah, then we started talking about rich people and who's the richest person you ever met. And I don't care really how much money you got. I look at you, I listen to you, I talk with you, find out if you're a good person or not. If you're a good person, your fucking money doesn't matter to me. You're a good person. Just your heart's in the right place, your soul's in the right place. If you're a piece of shit asshole, you know, you're I won't have anything to do with you. I don't care how much fucking money you got. Or how much it would benefit me to suck up and kiss your ass. Don't fucking care. Don't care. So yeah, I'm not one of those people who are starstruck. I don't any billionaire, quadrillionaire, they put their fucking pants and shorts and socks and shirt on the same fucking way you do. They're no different. True, they may have a little more drive. They may have a little bit more business knowledge than you. They may have more knowledge. They may have more drive than you. They may have more passion than you about a certain thing. But that doesn't make them a good person. Doesn't make them a bad person. It just makes them a person. And you can tell a good person from a bad person. Or what people's intentions are. You just have to uh, play with them a while. You got to play them out, feel them out. That's all. I have talked to some rockers who were good guys and some who were assholes. I give you a 70s, 80s rocker who is a big 2A gun advocate that's a complete asshole as a fucking person. And then some of them who are really good that I've met and talked to a couple, 2, 3 times. So, yeah. Anyway, eminent domain. Eminent domain is against the Constitution, in my opinion. I'll have to look at my, oh, where is it? My little Constitution book is in my drawer here someplace. See if I can find it. Nope. Not moving my chair to find it, but my Constitution book right here in my drawer. I'll have to look and see if I can find anything about eminent domain and doing it for public good or doing it for private profit. See, that's bullshit. The pipeline corporation couldn't get it through negotiation with farmers that own the ground, so they went to the state. And the state couldn't do anything because they said, hey, negotiate with the farmers. All right, well, the private corporation went to the state, who went to the federal government and said, okay, here's what we want you to do. We want you to seize this ground, eminent domain this ground, seize it for the public good. Just like a national park or whatever, or the interstate highway system, or any road, or anything, railroad tracks. That's all for the public good. All that ground that's under those public utilities is owned by somebody. It could be owned by the city or the county or the state, or it could be owned by a private farmer. And a lot of railroads that ran through this country up here, a lot of them are now defunct, but all of that ground was taken from the farmer for public use. And granted, he still owned it, but he didn't pay property tax on it. Well, now with the railroad gone, that ground reverts back to the farmer. But the farmer is not the one who put that fucking granite railroad bed in. They're not the ones who heaped up that ground. So they should have negotiated at the time when the railroad said, hey, this ground is yours, it's back to you again. They should have said, put it back the way you found it, or negotiated that contract at the beginning instead of at the end. Put that ground back the way you found it. And then I'll take ownership again. And I'll pay taxes on it because I can farm right over it then. You see a lot of old railroad beds here now that didn't do that. Didn't return it to its original condition. The tracks and the ties are gone, but that heaped up railroad bed is still there. Well, that's all fucking granite underneath of there. That's all granite rock. And the farmers, rather than spending the money to return it back to farmland, just left it like that and farmed around it on either side. And so what happened is, up here anyway, this county and some of the neighboring counties got together, the conservation commissions for the separate counties got together and made a deal with the farmers. We'll use that railroad bed, if we can use that railroad bed for public use again, the same as what it was. We're going to put hiking and biking trails along there. And then we'll interconnect them with other different counties. And they did that. Now we have these hiking and biking trails that you can hike and bike on, but you can't hunt or trap along. Not on that right of way. You can't shoot a gun over it or on it. At one time, they tried to prohibit carrying of weapons on it. That got fucking shit canned. But it's still, it was seized through eminent domain for a good reason, for a railroad track. And it turned into still eminent domain, but for the public good. Now, anybody can use it, walk up and down it, ride up and down on a bicycle. But it's restricted use. But if it's public use, then I should be able to shoot a gun on it. I should be able to trap little fur-bearing critters next to it. Oh, you can't do that because people will walk their dogs and their cats and leave dog shit all over the place. And they might get caught in a trap. Yeah, okay. Keep them on a fucking leash. You see what I'm saying? It's not right. If it's taxpayer money, if it's a farmer that's allowing that use through eminent domain, then it should be for everyone's use for every purpose. Within reason. Within reason. Hey, Muscle Shell. What's up, buddy? No. I'm sorry. Concrete plant can't do that. They cannot. That's a private for-profit corporation. They cannot take public land through eminent domain without citizen input. I'm sorry. You just cannot do that. And if someone wanted to take that fucker to court, they could. And they would win. Especially if they somehow bypass the public comment requirement with maybe some underhanded dealing from a politician receiving some money from that corporation. Okay, they're stripping the soil off. I can understand that. They do that with a quarry. They take the topsoil off, they pile it, and then they sell it. Okay. But they have bought that property. They should have bought it with money, bought it. Not just are allowed to use it for a for-profit corporation. No. How does that work? Are they paying the city then money for a lease because they didn't buy it? So they had to rent. They have to rent or lease. So they're on a long-term lease. I would say 100-year fucking lease probably, and they paid the city so much to do that. Okay. There's usually an exchange of money for that. So did that bring the citizens' taxes down any? And no, you don't get all the fucking mineral rights. Right. They got to have electricity, so they had to pay to get the fucking electricity put in because the power company's got to do that. I mean, they're using manpower. They're paying people. They're putting in the fucking lines, which are made of copper or fucking aluminum or whatever. So they have a cost also. So somebody's got to pay for that. So who's paying for that? Should be the concrete plant paying for that. Is that part of their contract that they paid for, hopefully? Oh, yeah. This shady shit goes on like that all the fucking time. all the fucking time. Well, we're going to take, through eminent domain, this piece of property that sits on the city limits. It's outside the city limits. So we're going to, the supervisors are going to vote to extend the city limits around this piece of property. We're going to take that by eminent domain, and we're going to allow a plant to be built there. And I'm just talking out my ass for up here. Allow a plant to be built there that's going to employ so many people from the surrounding area. It'd be good for the economy. Lower your taxes. Yeah, well, did it? No. They're still asking for fucking tax increases. Yes, there's 50 people got a job, 100 people got a job. Are they all from here? No, they're not. They don't all live here. They don't all live here. So some people got jobs. Are they all local people that got jobs? No, they're not. But that farmer doesn't have the use of that land anymore to farm. He has no say over that. He doesn't. He still owns that land, but he doesn't pay any taxes on it, and it's not making him any money. But they took it by eminent domain. They should have bought it from him if they wanted to fucking do that, instead of taking it by eminent domain. "24 phases of electricity. Wow, man! I know what it costs just to go from the road in and do 3-phase, just 3-phase. If I wanted to bring it in here, it would be thousands of dollars, and we're only talking 150, 200 feet. Why are they? How big is this city? Cannot the city supply water instead of them drilling wells into the aquifer? Because that's just going to poison the aquifer. I can tell you right now. I don't know. I don't know what your situation is, but I'd be looking hard at that. I'd be looking hard at who took bribes from who, how much money was under the table. I would be looking at contracts and leases, and if I had to, I'd pay a lawyer to look at it because I'm sure it's all in legalese. And there are legal foundations that will do that and do it on a pro bono basis. You just have to look, man. Oh, I could show you signs around here, big semi trailers with signs painted on the side. Uh, no eminent domain for poisonous CO2 pipelines, no eminent domain for private corporation, no eminent domain for profit, blah blah blah. I can show you all of those signs. They haven't broke ground or done anything yet, but because they couldn't get it done at the state level, they want to do it at the federal level now. Fuck them and fuck everything they stand for and fuck their shareholders. I hope the company goes broke. I hope they fucking rot in fucking hell. Yeah, as far as who took money under the table and who did what to who, if you're pretty sure somebody committed a crime and I think waterboarding ought to be legal because if they're, and most people are afraid of drowning, uh, it's not torture to waterboard somebody, but you will damn sure talk. You will damn sure talk. I know I have been. You will talk. And I practice a long, long time just to breathe out of my mouth like this, and not out of my nose, just to automatically shut my nose off. You can't do that for long. You can do it. You can do it. And I can do it for a few minutes, but you will eventually get something in your nose. And once it goes in your nose, you're fucked. Yes, and now we want to turn cities into 15-minute cities. That's what they're going to do in Maui. That's what they're going to do in LA. That's what they're going to do in New York, Philadelphia, Boston, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Seattle. Yeah, all the big cities are going to try and turn them into 15-minute cities where everything you need to live your life is all within a 15-minute walking distance from your home. Why? 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 So we can fucking control you. We're going to fucking continue and continue and continue into smaller and smaller and smaller fucking areas so we can control you. We don't want people going willy-nilly here and there all over the country by automobile, by train, by boat, by airplane, by whatever. Now you got to have a real ID to get on a fucking airplane. Why? Why do I need that? It's all about control. And they're selling it to you as an anti-terrorism thing. Anti-terrorism. Define terrorism. All right. Well, I'm telling you right now, it's all about control. With money comes power. With power comes control. I don't know how far the American people are going to go before they finally stand up and say, nope, too much, too much, no more. Roll the fucking guillotines out, storm the fucking Citadel, drag them cocksuckers out and chop their fucking heads off. How soon is that going to be? How much are you going to take before that happens? It's like I always said about taxation. How much is too much? How much of the money that you work hard for, that you make, how much are you willing to pay in taxes? 30? 50%? Half of everything you make. You give back to the fucking government so that they can fucking conduct billion-dollar experiments on fucking cats. They hook up a little fucking transmitter to them, audio and visual, to turn them into little spies. Well, that didn't work out real good, but they spent how many hundreds of millions of dollars to see if they could do that. That was the CIA. Or the CIA's mind control experiments. Or their UFO hunting fucking experiments. Project Blue Book, Project Blue Beam, Project whatever, this, that, and the other thing. We use fucking tax money to bail out corporations. Like the new vehicles we got in the Army when I was back in the 70s. We got the CUTVs, the CUCVs, commercial utility cargo vehicle, and it was a Blazer, basically a full-size Blazer. And then the other one we got in that series was a pickup. They were Dodges. We were bailing out the Dodge Corporation, so we gave them the contract for those vehicles. They lasted all of fucking decade, and they went away. They went to the junk heap. Some of the more successful projects we ever did in the military was the A-10 Warthog, the C-47, C-46, C-47, DC-3s, the UH-1H, the OH-58 Kiowa helicopters. We'll see how long the UH-60 lasts. How about the Sikorsky helicopters and the Sea Stallion? That Sikorsky is a fucking old helicopter. That's Korean War vintage. It's still around. It's still working. Yes, I understand technology marches on. However, when you give contracts to corporations just to bail them out, Dodge, Chrysler Corporation should have failed years ago. It should be gone. The GM Corporation, same way. We bailed them out. The military did. Same thing with Ford. Ford engines and Jeeps. So, yeah, there's no like Boeing or Sikorsky or that build and design and their R&D is geared strictly toward the military. I don't think there's any corporation anymore that is geared strictly toward the military. They will produce a prototype for a military contract. They'll get the contract. They'll build and build and build for so many years for that contract, and then they'll go back to building for civilian use until the next competition comes out, and then they'll build another prototype for the contract to win the contract. So, and I'm sure it's always been like that. It's always going to be like that. But back in the day, I think there were more corporations that built strictly for the military. I don't know, or design is strictly for the military. I don't think they can survive today economically, but because a big part of that is overseas sales, to foreign governments and foreign militaries. So, it's like the development of the M16. You know that the rifle is never supposed to be that rifle. I don't know. And then they had all those problems with it because of the propellant that was used in the cartridge. Well, that propellant was made by a corporation that a senator's wife uh, was on the board of, and they got that contract for the propellant. Then they had all kinds of problems with the gun, and they had to put the forward assist on there. They had to put slow the gas down, blah blah, and buffer spring. Uh, and when they changed propellant, then half of those problems went away. So it's all about grifting. It's all about graft. It's who's making money under the table, who's making money. I swear to God, there should be uh, a commission looking into the Biden crime family, all the crimes that family has committed over the years. 50 some years he's been in. Why? For a 200 some thousand or $176,000 job. What's his net worth today after 50 years? Now, granted, they still got to live. They have all of those day-to-day living expenses. They got to buy houses too to live in. So why did he want that job for that many years? Because it's not just the money from that job, it's the money he can make under the fucking table. Or his wife can make selling stock. Or Nancy Pelosi can make selling stock. That should be illegal as fuck, but it's not. And they made it that way. They made it that way for themselves so that they can make fucking billions. Let's look at AOC, what her net worth was before she became a congressperson, and now. Let's look at the difference and let's track where the money came from. Because that's the easiest one to track because she's so new. I'll guarantee you her net worth is in the millions of dollars, not just what she had before. She might have had 150,000 net worth before when she was a bartender. I doubt it, but maybe. And I'll bet she's in the millions or tens of millions of dollars now. Why? How? It wasn't because of her salary. I'll guarantee you that. Yeah, freaking awesome. You're right. 15-minute cities will turn into Resident Evil because people will turn on each other instead of turning their anger outward where it belongs. They're going to turn it inward. And anybody who stands up and says that and advocates against 15-minute cities and that kind of control will get a visit from a three-letter agency and men in black suits, and they will eventually disappear. Yes, but Raytheon does not only make stuff for the military. Yes, the Skunk Works does R&D for military projects. Yes, it does. But Raytheon also makes engines for the commercial market, makes other stuff for the commercial market. They're not only a military focused company. They have to focus outside also. They cannot live on government contracts alone. Can't. And if they can, we're paying them too much in taxes. Again, back to my tax point. How much are you willing to give to the government in taxes? All of your taxes now, not just federal government, but we're talking state government. We're talking county government. We're talking your local city government. We're talking your sales taxes, your gas taxes, all the fucking fees and taxes that you pay. How much are you willing to pay? 50%? 60, 70, 80%. 80% of all the money you make given to some other entity, government entity, in the form of taxes. Are you willing to do that? Well, if you're not willing to do that, then you got to stand up and fucking say something. If you don't say something, they'll take and they'll take and they'll take. Oh, there was another thing we were thinking about last night. Thinking about taking. There was this, who was it? I can't forget. I forget who it was. He hires this lady, or she hires this lady to take care of her. Oh, Mama T. Because she's bedridden, she hires a woman to come in and take care of her. And this woman has been there has done this for years. And Mama T pays her a good amount. But this woman came in and asked Mama T for a loan, wanted to borrow money from her. Well, Mama T has known this person for years and years and years, has hired her, had paid her every 2 weeks for years and years and years. And then this person comes in and wants to borrow money from her. My advice to anybody is never lend money to family or friends, ever. Never do it. I lent money to one friend. I'll never see $1,300 fucking dollars again. I'll never see it. I can try to get it back, but I'll bet I'll never see it again. $1,300 shot in the ass because I thought he was a friend. He wasn't. I made a poor judgment, very poor judgment. My brothers saw it. My other friends saw it, my hunting group, but I didn't see it. I actually stuck up for the guy. I gave him a chance. And he shot me in the back. Okay, well, lesson learned. Lesson fucking learned. I have never lent my family any money. I have given them money. I have given my each daughter, $20,000 a piece to do with whatever they wanted. Get married, buy a house, pay off your student loans, or a combination of all three. But you're not getting anything else until I fucking die. That's it. You're on your own after that. And they've all taken that to heart. They all are either, like my youngest daughter has bought and sold a house, is buying another house. My oldest and my middle both have houses, paying mortgages, paying off their student debts. The youngest one has her student loans paid off. My middle one is down below 40,000, I think, 30,000. The oldest one is the one that has the most student loan debt, only because she went overseas to London to get her master's degree. But that's on her. She's already paid off one loan, and she's working on the rest of them. And they all have jobs. They all have money. They all have cars. They all got newer cars than what I got. My youngest daughter's got 2 Harleys. My middle daughter is rehabbing that house. She's redoing the basement right now. Damn near done, but and then she had some concrete work done. She extended a patio concrete and had a pad poured and put a storage building on that for her lawnmower, snow blowers, that kind of shit. And she put an outside pool in, an inflatable pool that she or her friend could sit in. It's not a pool that you can swim in. It's more of a big sauna, but not a sauna, but a whirlpool, whatever. Fucking. And yesterday, I went to the local quarry, because they had scraped off some black dirt, and I could either get just a scraped off dirt with the big rocks and shit in, or I could get processed dirt that they put through a pelletizer, and they take out everything the bigger than the size of pea gravel. And that's all real fine, nice black dirt. 1,600 pounds, 1,680 pounds. I didn't quite have a ton. I don't know. Let me check here. Did I? Yeah, here it is. No, 1.68 tons. 1.68. So, goddamn near a ton and a half. Oh, nice black dirt for $51.20. I hauled. Most of the cost in that stuff is rock and dirt is the hauling. If they have to load a truck and bring it to your location and dump it and drive the truck back, that's added on to the cost of that dirt or rock or whatever. I have my own dump trailer. I pull behind my pickup. So I had over a ton and a half of dirt on there, almost 2 tons on that single axle trailer. And that was about as much as I want to take, because the pickup starts to squat then. And we took it down to her place, which is an hour and 20, 25 minutes away. Hour and a half away. Towed it down there, 2 wheelbarrows. We pulled it up as close as we could to her backyard, and we started putting dirt around that pad that she had for that little storage building. Well, that sits on a nice slope like that, so there's a pad there, but on the downside there's a foot and a half of concrete showing, so we got to put dirt in there to landscape everything around there. Plus, in the front, there's about yay much foot drop from the door to the lawn that we had to put rock and dirt and block in there, and then dirt on top, and then we're going to make a long kind of approach to that. I need to take another load down there, a long kind of approach, and then where she extended her patio cement, that also needs to be landscaped around the edge of that concrete. So we got half of that done. We got all the way around the building on 2 sides. The approach side, that was the big part. And now it rained last night, so all that dirt's going to settle. That'll be great. I'll take another load down there, and then we'll start fucking hauling some more dirt. It's going to take 3 loads, I think. So it's going to take 3, 4, 4.5, 5 ton of black dirt. But that'll be 3 loads will be $150. Nothing. That's nothing. I know if I went to a quarry down there and I didn't have to trailer it as far, how it would have cost me double the money down there. But that's just how much a big city or a bigger city is from where I live. Yeah. I lent my friend $1,900 fucking dollars because he had lost his job, he had a kid, he was married, he was buying his fucking house, couldn't pay his mortgage. I went to the safe. I gave him that's all I had in there was $1,900 in cash. So I gave him $1,900. I said, "Here, pay your mortgage. Uh, get another job. Uh, when you got everything paid for, pay me back." I said, I know I'll get the money back. Oh, I can't take it. Yeah, you can. You can take it and pay me back when you get the money. And so he took it back. He left his rifle up here for me. He said, this is my baby. You keep it until I pay you back." That's a piece of shit. All right. So I got that fucking piece of junk out in the fucking, that's worth all of about $300. So anyway, he paid me back $600. I had to go to Philadelphia with my wife for my daughter's wedding. And so he came up here and he gave me $600 cash so I could go out there. I haven't seen him since. That was over a year and a half ago. He won't answer my texts, doesn't answer a phone call. So, because he knows what I want. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Them fucking guys are, why do you write upside down, freak? It takes me so long to read it. And it doesn't even apply to me. It applies to most of us. I don't know. No, they're out there spraying that shit in the air because they're trying to modify the weather. That's all they're doing. And they're just spraying poison in the atmosphere. All that shit's falling back to earth, and we're breathing that fucking crap in and drinking it. They're slowly poisoning us. And I don't know if they're doing it on purpose or what, but they're poisoning us. Yeah, I got a BB gun. It's got a scope on it. The fucking scope is probably worth more than a gun is, but ooh, 6 out of 20 grand. You lent that guy 20 grand to get out of fuck. No, wouldn't have done that. Because the IRS has payment plans. You can call the IRS and say, "Hey man, I want to pay this back, but I can't pay it all at once. I'd like to set up a payment plan. Here's what I make a month, and this is what I could pay you." And they'll set up a payment plan for you. There's no reason to have to borrow a chunk of cash to pay off the IRS. You don't have to do that. Don't have to do that. No, I wouldn't have done that, but I was stupid also. Yeah, I know it was from Muscle Shell. I read it. You're resilient. When is Blocks? When is Blocks fucking auctions? Is that on Monday? No, it's not on Monday night. It's Tuesday night, ain't it? Man, I think it's tonight. I don't know. Might be tonight. I know Mrs. Coin Crew is probably out in the shop working, and she's listening too. So I know there are people listening that don't come into chat, but they do listen. So, oh, one of these days I wanted to show you my sticker book. Oh God. If I get some extra stickers that I don't have, or that I got, doubles or triples of, I'll put them on my safe, or I'll put them on my book like this. I got some more on the back. But what I did, it's like my ticket stub book. I did all of my stickers like this. I did all of my stickers, and everything that's signed, I got it turned around so you can see the signatures on the back or the numbers on the back. Let's see if I can find some of them. Oh, there's some more Reckless. There's a Tiger. Ah, there's some right there. from Hardcore, from Pay Dirt, from, I think that's from MLZB up there. I don't know. There's some more with little notes on Hillbilly and Mellow, and yeah, there's all kinds of them, man. And if I have more than one, or one with a different border on, then I'll put different ones in there. There's Ashley's. There's Meg down there. There's MLZB up there. John Wolf, Cash Money. There's some Cash Monies, and Adam J. I know it's Adam J. Recon. There we go. Who we got there? Hard Knock. No, it's SGT. That's an SGT sticker. That's signed. Then we got, there's another one from Cash, different one. There's Steve Looking for Silver. There's Alaska Assassin. Brad V's. Supreme. Then we got the WWP benefit stickers. That one was from Cash Money there. We got farmers in there. All the different farmers. Look at them. Tuli. All the different Tulis. And then Tuli's got over here the numbers on the back of them. I didn't turn them around because they were so little, so you can't see the front. But got them over here. Another Tuli. And that's where I ended, I think. Nope. I got some more right up here. And those are all from Pizza, I think. Maybe Pizza was where I ended. My favorite one is the Swampy Cooter. That's my favorite. Yep, that's where I ended right there. I got a few more pages to go yet, but I finally got that done. I stayed up till 2 o'clock last night doing that. And I got 2 more books full of ticket stubs like that from concerts also. And now just, I'll show you, man. I'll show you. Fucking pisses me off the way they're doing this shit now with the electronic fucking stubs. Let's see if I can find that one. Goddamn peacock feathers everywhere. No, not that book. It's this book. I'm telling you, man. We'll leave them feathers on the ground. I'm telling you, man. I got 2 books full of ticket stubs, playlists, banners. If I can find it. Here, they're starting to do this fucking shit. Electronic tickets. You print them off your printer, you take that with, they scan it, and in you go. Well, they don't have ticket stubs anymore, so now I got to buy patches. And then I'll put those electronic tickets up in there with it. But just fucking pisses me off. They just started doing that a couple months ago. I don't know. I got some ticket stubs that aren't even in here. I got some ticket stubs that are in a scrapbook. Here was some stuff from the Hard Rock Cafe in Philadelphia I went to. And this little stick right here, that's from a band called Screw You. Look at that stick. SCRUE, Screw You. That was an opening band I saw. Great little fucking band, man. Uh-oh. My pin's falling out. I got to tape that so it don't do that. Now I got to tape that. Where is that from? Oh, that was, I got some pics from the Hard Rock Cafe. I got everything from that Hard Rock Cafe I could because, you know, I don't travel much. I used to, but I didn't go to the Hard Rock Cafes. Let me tape that down so it don't come out of there. There we go. But I went to that one when we were out for my daughter's wedding, and I What was the opening band? Dread, Grin. Some of the opening bands. See a couple of, and I'll put playlists in here too. Usually I'm in the front row, so I'll get playlists. And it was Mickey Dolenz from the Monkees. I had to go see him. How about in the back? There's a pocket in the back of these books. Got McCusie. I Drink Alone. And I got, here's the radio station that Bruce Alsenius used to be on. 103.7, The Fox. So I got one of them banners I got took down from one of the concerts. I don't think you were supposed to take down the banners, but I got one anyway. And I don't even know if I got any banners or stuff in this one. I think just patches in this one. Patches and ticket stubs. Patches and ticket stubs, man. Yep. There's Ronnie James Dio, Little River Band. What was that? Guess Who? Three Dog Night. A couple of times. Creedence Clearwater. Don Felder. Wishbone Ash. Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Molly Hatchet. Lynch Mob. White Snake. Tommy James and the Shondells. There's one guy I really like right there. Eddie Money. It's a nice guy. Styx. What do we got here? Playlist for Blackberry Smoke. That was a good band. Queensryche. Oh shit, all kinds of them. The Temptations, B.B. King, Buddy Guy. Oh, the Commodores. Fucking great bands, man. George Clinton, Robert Cray, Walter Trout, Delbert McClinton, Theory of a Dead Man, Breaking Benjamin, Fuel, Skillet. So I Seven Dust, Buck Cherry, Puddle of Mud. I did everything from 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, even some into the 2000s. There were some that were okay. Some that were okay. Uh-oh. Looks like some of my shit came loose here. Did it? It looked like it was going to try right there. Oh, yeah, right there. I better open these up. Some of them have come loose. I may have to get another book because I think some of these are too full. Uh-oh. Come on. Ah, fuck. 2, 3 pages at a time. The thing is with these binders, I think that I get them too full because I got all of the playlists and shit in there, so they get real fat. And the rings don't hold. I think that might be the case, but I don't know for sure. Let's get you back on there, motherfucker. All right. Now let's get you on here. Close you up. I think that's it. I think that's everybody, right? Nazareth, 38 Special, Candlebox. Wow, man. Head East, Foghat, Blue Oyster Cult, Jackal, Sammy Hagar. Who the fuck is that? Kansas. Quiet Riot. Cinderella. Rat, Quiet Riot. Sebastian Bach, Skid Row, REO Speedwagon multiple times. Cinderella, Quiet Riot, Rat, Brett Michaels again. Brett Michaels, there's a good guy. Loved him. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I get him to sign tickets if I can get them. How about the Irish Comedy Tour? Weird Al Yankovic, Tim Wilson. Um, there is a band here that I saw. They were from the cities, a tribute to Tom Petty. The name of the band was Free Falling. Really good. Here's the Irish Comedy Tour. I took my daughters all to that one. Blimpy. That was another Led Zeppelin tribute band. They were pretty good. Lisa Wenger. She was good. A lot of times you don't know. Love Rock. There was a good band there, a couple of bands. There's an AC/DC cover band called Paradise City. No, that was yeah. Now I'm thinking. There's Blues Traveler. I got a Collective Soul. I got a harmonica from Blues Traveler that I gave to my daughter. Marshall Tucker Band, Charlie Daniels Band, Merle Haggard, Willie Nelson. Oh, there's one that's not on. Sometimes I miss them. Randy Travis, Wallflowers. See, I told you. Anthony Gomez, man. Tommy Castro. There is a fucking great guy. Ace Frehley. And there was a New Year's Eve party. They had that was in 2009. They had all cover bands. One was the original Kiss Army. The other one was Toys in the Attic, and the other one was Free Fallin'. Slash with Miles Kennedy. What was that one? Yeah, Slash again. Zoso. Gene Simmons Band. Savoy Brown. A couple different times, Savoy Brown. Loverboy. A couple times. Hairball. I got to wave the flag on stage with Hairball. The American flag. Here's the last one I went to with Jackal. Gene Simmons, when he came, I got to go on stage with Gene Simmons and sing a song. So yeah, cool memories, cool stuff. But yeah, I keep ticket stubs, but now we got electronic ticket stubs and bullshit. How the hell am I supposed to keep that in a book? How in the hell am I supposed to keep memories from concerts in a book when the fucking ticket stubs are no longer available? That pisses me off. I understand the economics of it. It's a hell of a lot cheaper, a hell of a lot quicker. You don't have to do any of that printing crap. They don't have to. You do. But they could at least make the ticket that you print out with the code on there. They could at least put a picture of the band or something at the surf ballroom, on that piece of paper, so you'd have something to put in a scrapbook. Oh man, I'm telling you. Black Oak. I got to see Black Oak at a bar concert over here in Mitchell, Iowa. It was outdoors. We played outdoors. Outdoors at a bar, so beer and drinks everywhere. And Black Oak played because one of the girls I knew in high school I dated, Colleen Mostick, she had moved to Arkansas, and she knew the band. And she got them, when she moved back up here, to come up here and play for us. And they did. It didn't cost us a fucking dime. Maybe $5 to get in. Big deal. God, that was great. Good times, man. Good times. Anyway, yeah, books like that. I finally got that sticker book done last night. Got it. I've had a pile of stickers in a bag for months now, and I haven't done anything because I didn't get motivated enough, I guess, to do it. But oh, here's one from Block. Okay, we'll leave that one out. That one is the WWP thank you card that you get in the mail. So I'll just leave that out on the table. But yeah, I got that one from Gremlin. I got this one from, looks like, B&B Pay Dirt Prospecting. And I got this one is from Block right here. I got one of the street art postcards. Got a nice little thing on the back. But you see, in this box right here, and I have to tape it now because it's starting to bulge, are all of the thank yous and cards and notes that I have in here. There's another nice one from Block. That tiger. I want to get the raccoon yet too. The trash panda. You got a nice little note on the back of it. People send thank you cards. I try and keep them because they got little handwritten notes in them. I mean, even something as small as that. You know, a lot of them are on 3x5 cards. Just, yeah, a lot of them. Oh, Adam J's Christmas cards. They're the best, man. Adam J's Christmas cards. Just cool. Just cool stuff. A whole box of them. I don't know what I'm going to do with these. There's too many, actually, to put in an album. I think maybe a scrapbook would be more of the way I'd want to do that. But yeah, I keep them in my Mark Twain box. I had one box of these. See, handmade in Honduras. They were not a bad cigar. I don't think they were the best cigar I've ever had, but they were not bad. I like the size of them. You know, Mark Twain smoked a big, long cigar, big around 30 mil. It was a big cigar. I can't remember. I have to look it up, but yeah, he smoked a really good cigar. I bought a box of those over at the local tobacco shop over here where I get my cigars. Really good. Right now, I ran out of boxes of cigars. I sent the last box. I had a box of Sweet Janes from the Deadwood Tobacco Company. The next box I get is going to be Fat Bottom Betty's. And they've gone up $30 a box. So, yeah, probably next month I'll get another box of cigars. But in the meantime, what I smoke is the local Quick Trip. It's Quick Star down here because they can't use the Quick Trip logo. But it's the same corporation, same company. They sell individual cigars. They're punches. And it's a nice size cigar. Size I like to smoke. I don't have any in here. They're out in the shop. But in the back of each one of those individual packages, they have these right here. And you see on the book that he's holding, it says punch. So what is that? Is that a gremlin? I sent some of these to Meg, and I sent some to Ashley, and I sent some to Jenna. Jenna likes weird shit like this. But I figure the back is perfect for writing thank you notes on and sticking in with a coin when you're sending. So I sent them to all three of the ladies. I don't know if anybody else would want these, but I got one or two left um, that are outside of the cigar packages. I got several cigars down there, but uh, yeah, that's what I smoke when I don't have any good cigars. Good cigars. And Dan gave me one the other day. Brother Dan Thorson, who was a captain in 5th Special Forces Group. And we get together for lunch and stuff. And this Saturday, we'll be doing the North Iowa Band Festival. We'll be riding in his M38 Jeep that he has restored. And we got a Humvee from Pearson over here. Gary collects military vehicles and military weapons, but he's also the local gun dealer over there. He was a farmer and raised pigs, and he sold out. His wife was a teacher. She's retired. And he started that gun shop, and it took off from there. Then he started collecting military weapons. Then he started collecting military vehicles, and so there you go. That's what we got. We got an ambulance over there. We got Humvees over there. We got 3 Jeeps over there. What else we got over there? God, I don't know. And they're all inside. They're all in a big shed. Everything locked up tighter in a tick. And he's on camera, tied right to the local sheriff department, same as I got here. And but he's got motion detectors as well as cameras. So yeah, you got it all. It gets taped and it goes right to the sheriff department. So yeah, I don't know. Well, Gary is a Vietnam vet, so we're about the same age. He might be a few years older than I am, but he was in the Air Force. He was a tail gunner on a B-52 bomber. Not many people can say they were a tail gunner on a B-52, but he was. Probably spent more time in Laos than in Vietnam, because I think that's where the B-52s were based. And that's where he came up with a lot of his bad habits that he had to shake when he got out. I mean, he's been clean for years and years, decades and decades, but he was a bad person. Anyway, he got that all taken care of. And Dan Thorson over here, like I say, was a captain in 5th Special Forces Group. But, yeah. And then he was a sheriff's deputy up in Hennepin County in Minnesota before he moved back to Iowa. He retired from that job. And we have a friend of ours who was a Huey helicopter, a UH-1 Huey helicopter crew chief in our crew. We have a vet from the 82nd Airborne down here a mile away from me, John. He's still in the Minnesota National Guard. I think he's going to get medically retired here shortly. I got a friend that moved back from Colorado. He's an ex-FBI agent, but he was 82nd. He was in the same company as John, not at the same time, of course, but he was also in the 12th Special Forces Group with me out in Arlington Heights, Illinois, in the reserves, and then a scout leader. But he was a scout, Alamo Scout here at one time, which is a Boy Scout. Let's say it's a what they call it, an adventurer or a explorer scout group. So we take boys and girls, and mostly at-risk kids, to give them a little structure and discipline. And after Sergeant Major Kittleson died, we tried to keep it going for a few years. I don't know if it's still an active troop anymore, but yeah, I was a scout leader for years from the early 80s to when I couldn't walk anymore, anyway, toward the end, anyway. Um, well, it's nice to have a friend that owns a backhoe and lives a mile away. So, you know, shit happens. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think I got a whole hell of a lot more. I got some pennies up here. I'm going to sell Canadian pennies. I got a partially completed uh, set from 1920 to date. It says date, but the date ends at 1956, but there's enough holes for 5, 10, 15, 16 more coins, so you can go into the 60s. And this one's got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, how many missing? 5 and 6, 11, 12, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. There are 23 missing in here. But I'm going to sell that. I have some other pennies up here. I have UPAs. I have a pile of gaming tokens. Oh, I got a pile of gaming tokens and some UPAs. Let's see if I can get a good close up of those UPAs. What an UPA is. There's a blue and 2 reds. Let's see if I can turn around and get the other side. Upside down, of course. 1 UPA. I had to get that in front of my face. Doesn't want to focus on that because of the light on the cellophane. But, you piece of shit. You know what? I'll just put another one up here beside it and see if it'll do that way. Yeah. That fucking light's bad, man. There is the UPAs. There's a blue point and 2 red point UPAs. Yes, and I got gaming tokens. I got 5 gaming tokens and the UPAs. They could all go together. Just like that. And then I have some pennies up here from the 20s, 40s, 50s, 70s, 80s, 90s. Those are all Canadians. Those are going to go. And when I get my nickel book, I have Canadian nickels that are going to go to. I got a bunch of the commemoratives in here. I had a bunch of them in here. But I don't have my nickel book yet. I got my quarter, dollar, 50-cent book, but I don't have my nickel book yet. I got a penny book. I have one of these completely filled, and that means I have the 36 dot. Now, if that's a real dot or not, I don't know. And like I say, I have one coming and some pennies I bought. They had it advertised, but I got it. I know what a real 1936 dot Canadian penny is worth. There's only like 636,000 minted. And there's only 3 known actual authenticated ones in existence. So if I got one, I'll be set. Took a chance on it. Spend some money. We'll see. Oh man, I haven't had any coffee all morning long. Who said something about Ted Nugent? Jefferson Starship, April Wine, Roy Orbison. Yeah, all good. Ted Nugent, good music. As a person, he's an asshole. Um, I gave him a coin. A 12 Special Forces Group coin. Well, Muscle Shell is a music mixer. What are you talking? Dance music? What are you talking about? Are you a DJ or what? Muscle Shell. Oh, I got one gun in the case over here. That M5 jungle carbine that a gun dealer wants because he has a collection of the British firearms. He wants that one because he doesn't have it. And I'll probably trade it to him for something that I want. I don't know what I want. I don't know what I want. I want I don't know. I don't know. I guess I'm not that interested in all guns. I just like military weapons. Um, I especially like weapons that are. I like American weapons from World War II, Korea, Vietnam, and up. Um, but from forward-thinking designers like Browning, uh, John Moses Browning, or Kalashnikov, or who was a Jewish guy? Yeah. I can't think. God damn it. There were, and other parts of the world will copy those weapons, but there was no um, design thinking there. They just copied what was already in existence. Chinese are great for that, and their copies suck. I got a Type 56 over here. Um, Chinese weapons are junk. There's no forward thinking there at all. Um, just copying shit. Um, some of the Russian designers, German designers. Um, there was a Jewish designer, American designer, and some Swedish. However, there are some weapons that are made in Turkey and Romania and those regions of the world right now um, that are using basically the same design, and they're redoing it exteriorly, not too much interiorly, but exteriorly. And some really good guns are coming out of those countries, especially Turkey. Uh, great, great guns, but there's no design element there. I mean, there's nobody like a John Moses Browning or a Kalashnikov there. And granted, I don't know if you can take weapons design any further than it's already uh, been, because when it comes to wheel guns or wheel guns, that design hasn't changed since fucking 1800s. Single shot break open pistols. It's about as is about as basic as you can get. When it comes to semi-automatics, then that's different, or machine guns, that's different. Different mechanisms, different timing, different delay systems, different return systems, spring, piston, gas, roller block, all kinds of shit. Just, the forward thinkers. Browning was a forward thinker. Kalashnikov was a forward thinker. That Swedish K, whoever designed that was a forward thinker. Instead of that bolt going up and back, forward and down, it just goes straight back, straight forward. That's it. There is no turning to locking the bolt. It locks in as it goes forward. Great design, great fucking thinking. I got to get one of those. It did, huh? That bayonet just walked out of your life. Damn, you can still buy them, dude. You can still buy them. I don't know about the greatest design ever, because that's a piston. And I know they've tried ARs with pistons. Not a big seller. I think the Kalashnikov was a once in a lifetime design. Let's put it that way. Just a second. I got to look at something. No, there it is. That's the one I was looking for. Ah, shit. I got to put this down. You can't see it. You can't see it, but it's an SKS. I thought the SKS was also a great rifle, but it was a predecessor to the AK, and a lot of design elements are the same. It's just that the AK was made shorter, a little bit more. You could handle it better. It didn't have a bayonet that was SKS was a good design, I think. But yeah, I'm not I don't know. Come on, let go. There you go. I'm not a big fan of the SKS. The SKS was an all right weapon. It was forward thinking for its time, but I think the AK took it to a whole new level. I think the AK took it to a better place. That design to a better place. There's a Mosin Nagant. There's a long one. There's a short one. Close. All right. Open. And I do have two AKs. One with a folding stock and one with I see why. You dumbass. Close the other way. One with a folding stock and one with a straight wood stock. I had to have a paratrooper model. I had to have a paratrooper model too, so yeah, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Russian weapons over there. A couple of British Enfields over here, the A5 Jungle carbines in Enfield. And I got a sporterized Enfield. And then I got M1 Garand, M1 carbine, 03A3, M16, M1A. So yeah, M14. I don't know what else over there, but those are the weapons that I like. SKS was a good weapon, though. It was the forerunner. It was the thinking, the design element that went into the AK. So unblock who? Yeah, the Mini 14 is a good weapon, actually. Bill Ruger was a forward thinker, and he actually had some marketing genius behind him. He was good. I got the Mini 14 and the Mini 30. I've got two Mini 14, one blued, one stainless, and I have one Mini 30 as blued. I need the stainless one yet, but I would like to have those. Yeah, M1A is a fun gun, shoot. But most of those guns, I don't shoot a lot. They just stay in gun case. But I've shot them all. But gold-plated pew-pews. Now, why in the hell would I have a gold-plated one? Does that help the function of that weapon at all? Nope. No reason to spend the money on it. I have none. Zero. Zero. Yeah, the Mini 14, you can put a folding stock on. I do not have one of those. I could buy one and put it on the blued model, I guess. Nah, I'd have to buy another Mini 14 and put that on. And them fuckers are over $1,000 now, believe that or not. Rust resistance, okay. Take care of your weapons, you don't have to worry about rust. It's called a little oil. I don't know. I'm not a big gold gun guy. I really am not. I really am not. I've seen some, I've handled some. Yes, they are good looking. I must admit, they are good looking. But do I want one? Nah, not really. I could. You think you take extra care of it? Maybe, maybe not. But gold plated guns are like gold plated jewelry or gold plated coins or whatever. It's such a process to retrieve or to get that gold back that it's hardly worth it. Now, if gold was $10,000 an ounce, yeah, then it'd be worth it probably. But I'm not. Yeah, I don't know. The last few years, I have been more concentrated on handguns than anything. Particularly like I like CZs. I like the gun. I like the platform. I like everything about them. I like their single double actions. My favorite gun of all fucking time, has got to be the P07, CZ P07. If I had to bet my life on just one fucking gun, that would be it. I tried the new CZ P09. It's a piece of shit. They tried to reinvent the CZ P07 and put uh, a slide cut for a fucking optics mount. All they had to do is take the slide and put a different slide on. They fucked that gun up totally. They tried to redesign the whole gun and they fucked it up. I won't buy one. I won't buy one until I fix it. I had a P10S that was so little that I did not like shooting it at all, and I got rid of it. I should have kept it, but I got rid of it. P10M only has a single stack magazine. If I want one or not. If I was collecting them, the whole series, then I would get one, but I'm not collecting the whole series. Now my P10C, which is a striker fire, no hammer, that P10C, the P10C is a fun gun to shoot. The P10C, that is a fun gun to shoot. Not sure if I would carry it, especially appendix style, because it has no external safety in the striker fire, so all it has trigger safety. I'm not big on appendix carry anyway. I always carry on my hip or in my back at 4 or 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Normally carry right around 3 o'clock, 2:30, right up here on my hip. 3 o'clock, basically. Except my big Ruger Red Hawk and 480 Ruger, that's a chest rig. But that's a big gun. That's a bear gun, basically. I've shot deer with it. I've shot a black bear with it. I shot a fucking dog with it. A great big fucking cur lab that was fucking up in my face growling at me, and he didn't growl very long. He died. Yeah, I could change the stocks on him. I could just buy a whole new stock and slap the fucking gun in it, but then I wouldn't have a blue wood stock model. I'd have to go buy another gun. I wonder if I could just buy the action and barrel and then buy the stock separate, put them together, and if that would be cheaper that way. Might be. If I go on Gunbroker, I might be able to find it on Gunbroker too. I don't know. Yeah, the Colt Pythons are all great. Yep. And I would go with a 357 because I could shoot 38 in it. Use that for practice. The 38 special. Use that for practice in 357 for whatever it was I wanted to kill. But my favorite caliber, and I've said this before and I will say it again, is a 38 Super. Period. But I have two Colt. I think they're both Series 70 and 38 Super. It's hard to tell. I'd have to run the serial number to tell if they're Series 70 or not, because they don't say on the slide. They don't have patent numbers on the slide either, or patent pending. They just have Colt. That's it. And the reason I like 38 Super is because it's the same bullet diameter as a 380, same bullet diameter as a 9mm, same bullet diameter as a 357, 38 special, any of the 38s. But 38 Super is what I call a 9mm mag. It's yay much longer, that much powder, that much power. 38 Super fell out of favor because it was head spacing on the case of the rim of the cartridge instead of the mouth, or vice versa, and there was a little inherent inaccuracy with that, and so it fell out of favor. A lot of those guns that were contracted to the United States military went to South and Central America, and if I could find one that went to South and Central America, it would be wonderful. I'd like to have that in the collection, but I'd have to go down there and try and find it. The big problem with the 38 Super in a semi-automatic was it was a single stack magazine. Now with the advent of double stack magazines or stack and a half, where they one side, the other side, you could put them in a semi-automatic handgun, double stack or stack and a half, and have the capacity that you wanted. See, it didn't have the capacity before. A lot of people, IPSC shooters, would shoot 38 Super because it was considered a big bore, but it didn't have near the recoil as a 45 did that they were using at the time. So they would use a 38 Super for that. I like the 38 Super since the early 80s. I bought my first Colt 38 Super at a pawn shop. I still have it to this day. Wood grips, everything, man. Everything. That was my carry gun for a long time. I shot the shit out of that gun. And the only thing that had been done on that gun was it had a Barstow barrel bushing and a rear sight. That was not factory. They put an adjustable sight on it instead of the fixed sight. Now, the other one I have is brand new. I bought that several years ago, and it came from the factory with no sights on it at all. No front sight, no rear sight. And I called Colt and I asked them why. And they said, because most dealers, retail dealers, want to put their own sights on per customer request. So that's the way they ship them now. Well, it's cheaper for them. But I asked the lady, I said, so you're telling me that if I don't put any sights on this gun and I just leave it like it is, it'll add to its collector value? And she said, possibly. So that said yes to me, and that gun has stayed like that. Now, I have another 38 Super, I think it's a Rock River. Might be a Rock River 38 Super. And that's the one I shoot all the time. And with the 38 Super, you can shoot 9mm through it, regular 9mm rounds. Not very accurate because it's not head spacing correctly, but and you'll wear out the head spacing where it's machine. You'll wear that out because the cartridge is not all the way up there. Your bullet goes past that. So, but it's worth it. It's worth it. See you, Block. What do you got? Hey, Block, you got a sale tonight, is it? Damn. Should have asked you that while you were still here. The Rigsby? Fuck. I wish I had one of those just to have it in my collection, but no, my big thing was CZs for a while. I have a lot of CZs. I like CZs. They have the second best trigger on the market out of the box. My other uh, um, obsession was with Canics. Canic is a turkey gun, and all striker fired. There is no double single action in there at all. Everything was with a trigger safety, and they have different models. And I have a lot of their guns, and really fucking great shooting. But the thing with the fucking Canic is it has the best trigger of any gun ever out of the box. I mean, you don't have to tinker with that thing at all. Not like a Glock. A Glock has got a fucking brick that you pull. If you could get used to that, fine. I have two Glock 19s, but they're PSA models. And I have one Glock 43X. 43X is in my carry rotation. I really don't like the grip angle on it, but it's a good gun. It fits my hand really well. And I have an FN Reflex that's really, really nice shooting and fits my hand perfectly. And I like the grip angle a lot better. And what's the other gun I have on my Canic Elite SC? That's got a red dot on. And what else is in my carry rotation? Oh, I have my little Ruger LCP that I put in my dress slacks. I got that here in the desk drawer. I got a Glock 19 PSA by the bed. I got the Glock 43 in the truck. I got the Elite SC down in the shed. That's in the safe with the coin. So in case somebody tries to force me to open safe drawer, I got a gun right there. I don't have to open a gun safe. Plus, there's a 22 rifle sitting there, and that's for fucking pigeons. I don't know. Nah, I don't. I have. I had a single action Colt Navy. I think it was the one. It was one where you had to load from the front of the cylinder. Powder ball, front of the cylinder. You had to put nipples on or caps on nipples. Was that a Navy? I don't know if that was or not. Maybe take seat the bullet. Can't remember. I just remember it's a fun gun to shoot, but just a bitch to clean that fucker. I think I finally sold that. I have 6 or 8 black powder rifles, and I have 2 black powder pistols. One's a double barrel, load from the front, nipple or cap on a nipple. It's a Derringer. It's a 2-shot Derringer, but it's brass with ivory handle. And then I have a single shot. Same thing, load from the front, wood grips. I'll have to bring them up and show. I'll do a video on them sometime. I don't shoot them a lot anymore. I used to. They're really kind of neat, but well, no, Glocks don't suck. Glocks are actually a good gun. Gaston Glock came up with a fucking great gun at a great price at the right time. However, there are better guns. I will admit that. They don't suck. They are extremely reliable, extremely simple. If you had to bet your life on that or some other piece of shit, you would go with the Glock every time. But yeah, they do. And the 43X fits my hand really, really well. The Glock 19 fits my hand really well. I like that size of gun. I do not like a Glock 17. Why? It's a full-size gun. I don't like that size of gun. I have some in the Canic and the CZs and my Colts, but I don't like to carry them. The 43 fits my hand really well. Really well. All right, I'll check in the mail here shortly. But I don't like the angle of the grip. I like a more straighter, just like a Colt grip. I understand why he went with the grip angle that he did, because if you shoot that, you're locking your wrist in down because of that grip angle. And that's a straight back recoil instead of a up, like with the straighter grip angles. The straighter grip angles are more of a like that. That one is more of a back. It's hard to explain, but I understand why he did the grip angle like he did. Yeah, that was funny. Yeah, I figured out what the deal is. You can't handle a weapon or even touch it with a pointer. I touched one with a pointer like this one time, and they cut that stream. The thing is, and the reason is not that they hate guns or anything like that. It's that they don't want to see somebody off themselves on a live stream or have an accident on a live stream. I understand that. So if you're doing a video and trying to upload a video, if you have an accident or off yourself or whatever, you can't upload the video. That's their thinking. Okay, I understand. I got it now. I'll have to do a video if I show weapons, and that I'll have to upload a video and do it that way. But that's it. Taurus, nah, I wouldn't buy a Taurus. The G3 or the G4, I wouldn't buy one. I mean, Taurus is trying. They are trying, but they're always behind. And I'm not. I've watched a a couple of different gun channels. I watch Hickok 45. I watched the guy here from Iowa, competitive shooter. What's his name? Oh, God damn it. Son of a bitch. Can't think of his name right now. I watch a lot of gun tuber channels. And if you go to my channel, which you're on, and you go to podcasts or whatever I look at, and you'll see I have one that says guns, and you look under there, and there'll be some stuff that might interest you in that gun channel thing that I have. Hold up a second. God damn it. No, I can't do it right here. Where is that? Come on, you son of a bitch. I don't want to X, you dickhead. I just want to... All right, let's see what the pop-out dashboard says here. Why am I doing that? Why is it showing me the fucking dashboard for this stream? That's okay. Honest Outlaw, that's it. See? Well, fucking mine just works strange. Honest Outlaw, he's here in Iowa. He's a competition shooter. Gives very good reviews. I mean, 1,000 round, 2,000 round reviews. Handguns out to 100, 125 yards, and he's still hitting steel. So, and his wife shoots also. So, there are some good gun channels. Banana Ballistics, that's another good one. If you're interested in ballistics, it's entertaining also. Hickok 45, Paul, when he was alive, can't think of his name either. All right, freaking awesome. We'll see. I'm ready to fucking cut it also. Yeah, I wouldn't buy a Taurus. If you're gonna buy a gun, you think you want to buy a gun for self-defense, you want to shoot, go to your local gun dealer, try them all, put them in your hand, ask them if you can shoot. Do they have a range where you can shoot them, and try them out? Test them. Then take one home. You find one you like, take one home and practice. And then you might find after 500 or 600 rounds that you don't like the gun after all. Take it back, trade it in, dude, or just put it in a safe, clean it, put it away. That's it. Go get another one. All right. Everybody, we're going to end it. We're over 3 hours, and that's a long fucking stream. So I guess maybe I will see you all later. Remember, eminent domain is anti-constitutional. Fucking call your legislators. See ya.